All right. Good. How is everybody this evening on Tuesday, February 27, 2024? This is day 20 of my 30-day challenge regarding strength training, sharing, teaching, and inspiring you everything about strength training from health, fitness, and wellness. For those of you who are not sure who I am, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I am your holistic integrated teacher, Reiki master, card reader, card creator, licensed and certified holistic personal trainer, medical astrologer, master of numerology. The list goes on and on and on. I'm just going to make sure that I am streaming live on Facebook, just in case anyone does decide to show up and leave comments. So tonight's title, which I often do not put in the Zoom address when I come on live, tonight's all about calories. Now, I do love when I receive emails requesting me to come and share insight. And this morning I received an email. They asked me to leave their name anonymous, so I will. And her question was regarding calories, like, is it, and this is how she quoted the question in the email. Is it terrible to eat all my calories in one meal? That was the actual question. Is it terrible? That was the actual question. Is it terrible to eat all my calories in one meal? That's the actual question. Calories in one meal. So let's just take that in for just a moment. Is it terrible to eat all my calories in one meal? Now, before I dive into that answer, I want to just give you a little bit of history, bio about me. Those who have been following me on this since day one, if you want to go take a walk to get a cup of coffee, water, whatever it is, or just run to the bathroom for about 5 minutes just so you don't have to hear this again, or perhaps you want to hear it again. It's really up to you. Anyway, I have been in the health, fitness, and wellness industry since I'm 12 years old. Had an opportunity when I was 12 to either student teach, substitute, whatever you want to refer it as, a gymnastics class. And me being the youngest one in the class, and there were usually about 20 students in the class, all a little older than me. The instructor herself, I think, was just about maybe 24, and she didn't feel well, so she had asked me if I'd be willing to substitute or student teach her class. I was ecstatic, jumping for joy at the age of 12 years old, and had an opportunity to stand in front of the group of women who were a little older than I, and instructed this amazing class. And in that very moment is when I knew without a doubt in my mind or my heart or my soul that this was exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to help women specifically transform their physical body, because back then that's exactly what I did. It was all based on a 3D level, the physical body. I wanted to support women in reference to being able to fit into whatever it was they were looking to fit into, whether it was a pair of jeans, their wedding dress, maybe getting back into a dress after pregnancy, whatever it was at that time. As I continued on, I knew at that very moment that's what I wanted to do. And that's exactly what I did from the age of landing my first job in the health, fitness, and industry at about 15 years old, and thereafter have been in the industry since. And roughly, give and take, 13, 14, 15 years ago, when a relationship ended suddenly, at least from my point of view, ended suddenly, that sort of took me on a journey of self-discovering, to figuring out who I was without that relationship. After you spend so much time with one person for 12 years, you sort of lose yourself in the relationship, and then you find yourself without the relationship. It's like, oh no. And I started self-discovering. Through that process of self-discovering, I learned a little bit about crystals, and I learned a little bit about Reiki. Roughly 8 months later, or probably even longer, not even 8 months later, because we're talking 2007, and then go 2011. So what's that, 3 years? 3 years later, not even 8 months later, 3 years later, my mom crossed over, and with her crossing over, literally as I call it, the cosmic doorways just opened up, and many of my healing modalities sort of started coming onto the table, from being able to see, hear, feel spirit around me. And that spelled into a lot of other modalities, such as card reading, spirit communication, numerology, and eventually over time, even astrology. And here I am today in my business, the founder of Holistic Fitness, located in New York, Queens, blending the physical and the spiritual realm together. So when clients like yourself work with me, it's no longer just about helping a client transform their physical body. It really is about helping the client transform their physical, their emotion, their mental, and their spiritual well-being as a holistic unity, starting from within and then working out. So it's no longer about the main goal about trying to fit in a certain size or wanting to be able to lose a certain amount of weight. I definitely do work with clients based on functional training in regards to being able to do functional activities, because of course, if we can't do functional activities or we're struggling with functional activities, it is going to create a lot of frustration, and that itself is going to be an issue within itself. So anyway, so that's a little bit of a history about who I am and what I've been doing and how long I've been doing it for. In addition to, I have transformed my own body as a former competitive natural bodybuilder. I have been more shows than I can count. I have many trophies, going from first place, second place to third place. And if you know anything about bodybuilding, it is a very strenuous act to do, what you put your body under to get to that point. So I know a thing or two about transforming the body. I've also transformed my body after having my daughter, worked out the entire pregnancy. And then I also had 2 major surgeries, a hip replacement and also what they called a grapevine fatty tumor in my left hip. That came first, and the hip replacement came second. So it was a constant transforming the body and figuring out the best way to go about all of this. And now here it is. I'm sharing my journey with you in reference to how to help you, women over 40, do the best you can by starting strength training, the benefits of strength training, and different things that may show up for you in reference to the different fads that we are constantly bombarded by regarding the media in regards to health, fitness, and wellness, the do's and the don'ts, the high protein, the low protein, the high carbs, the low carbs, the high fat, the low fat, whatever it may be. 1 meal a day or fasting or whatever it is, or making sure we stop eating at a certain time in the day, so we're going to bed to allow our digestive system to rest. There's so many different things out there, and I'm sure you have tried at least half of them. And I use the word tried, at least half of them. But whatever your reasons to why you try, most people who do try many of these fads are trying it with the hopes that you will see a difference in your body in regards to wanting to shred that unwanted 5 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever the number is, and you've tried every fad possible and unfortunately have not been successful, or perhaps you were successful and successful for a very short period of time. Because what happens when we do go on a fad program and we shift things around in reference to whatever it's about regarding our calories, whether it's intaking more protein, dropping the carbohydrates, whatever your fad is, you're only going to be able to sustain that for a very short period of time before either A, you get frustrated because you're not seeing the results you were looking to see, B, you get frustrated because you were seeing results, but then all of a sudden the results stop because you reached a plateau, or it just didn't work for you in general. So today's question again is it terrible to eat all your calories in one meal, in one sitting? And to start off with, I like to start by saying let's let go of the word terrible, because terrible falls in the category of judgment, or you're assessing. Because the real big question is who's evaluating this for you? Who is actually asking you or saying to you? Who do you have to report back to when it comes to your calorie intake? Are you reporting back to your personal trainer? Are you reporting back to a nutritionist? Who are you reporting back to define that this is terrible or not terrible? What I am going to suggest at this point in time is we're going to let go of the word terrible, and we're just going to ask the question, is eating all your calories in one meal a good idea? Does it serve you? Does eating all your calories within your day in one meal, does it serve you? That's the question I'm going to ask. That's how I'm going to pose this question. Does it serve you? And what do I mean by does it serve you? If you have been following me for some time now, you know that I've used this term. We are spiritual beings having many human experiences. And as a spiritual being, it's about serving. Does it serve your body to eat your overall calories in one sitting? Does it serve your body? What are you getting out of that? And this is the approach I would like you to start to take, is asking your body, does this serve me to do this way? And asking your body that question, and getting in the habit of checking in with your body in regards to learning the yes and no. Now, I've done a live a challenge about the checking in muscle testing, using your body as a pendulum, or using actual pendulum to learn your yes and no answers, yes and no cues. So this way here, you can better understand whether this whether this question is a yes or no for you. Because it could very well be a yes for you, depending on the process to why your body is requiring you to take in all your overall calories in one meal. That is really the answer I'm gonna go with for right now. Is that it's really about checking in to find out, does it serve? Now, for me, eating all my calories in one meal would not serve me, and I'll explain. I am very sensitive when it comes to keeping my glucose leveled out throughout the day. Therefore, I've trained my body, attuned my body to eating throughout the day, like sort of like hazing throughout the day. I'm not even going to use the word small portions. I'm just going to say I eat a certain amount of calories at a given meal, and I do that throughout the day. And I usually eat anywhere between 5 to 6 meals a day. Getting the required calories that I know my body needs in order for me to do all the different things that I do in my day. And that could be sitting in front of my computer and writing an article, sitting in my front of the computer and talking to you, climbing up a flight of stairs, walking a mile to go to the store, getting into my weight training program, cleaning my apartment, whatever it is that my to-do list is for my day, that my calories are going to have to help me with. Because we got to understand that when we speak about calories, theoretically, if you look on most labels, food labels, in parentheses, it's going to say energy, because that's really what calories are: energy. So if you were going to consume your overall calorie intake in one meal, the question is, does your body need all those calories in one meal? Does it serve you to consume all those calories in one meal? Or would it serve you more to consume your overall calories throughout the day? Again, going back to serving, how does it serve your body? And what is your reason for why you would be consuming or your overall calories in one meal? Are you in a situation where maybe come the end of your day, you have to start cutting back on eating because of whatever, maybe that you have you're preparing for surgery, and there's a certain point of your day you have to cut back, so you want to get all your calories at a certain time. These are things you have to evaluate for yourself. You need to do the assessing to determine what the answer is going to be for yourself. But the most important answer I can give you is that it does require you to assess and check in on your body. Check in. Does it serve me to eat my overall calories in one meal? Now, sometimes when we think about it, sometimes depending on what's going on in our lives, sometimes we end up under eating our calories because we don't eat enough meals in our day because life took over for whatever the reasons are. And before you know it, maybe you're not in the habit of eating breakfast. And by the time you would get to lunch, you were just too busy and you didn't get to lunch. So you really only had your one meal. Maybe you're not in the habit of eating snacks throughout the day. And therefore you're eating just that one meal. Now, again, myself, I would definitely not consume, let's just say argument's sake, my calorie intake is 2,500 calories. I do not think I could sit there and eat 2,500 calories in one meal. It just wouldn't work. It would just not work for me. But I think the takeaway really here is to sit there and ask yourself, does it serve me to consume my overall calories in one meal? That I think is the real takeaway here. Checking in and asking your body, does it serve me to eat my overall calories in one meal? Maybe for whatever the reasons are, you have a plan and you're going to eat by midday. So you're not eating in the morning, so you're going through a fast in the morning, and by midday, somewhere between 12 and 3, you're going to decide to have your overall calories then, so that for whatever the reasons are during the rest of the day, you're allowing your body to utilize these calories. Again, a big part of the question to this is to assess it is, what is your reason to why you're choosing to eat your overall calories in one meal? My end result answer would be no. I would definitely not consume my overall calories in one meal. That would be way too many calories for me. Way too many calories for me to consume in one meal. You'll also want to make a note on what is your overall calorie intake for the day. How do you determine what your overall calories are for the day? Now, yes, you can go see a nutritionist, a dietitian. They can do some blood work on you, some lab work to get a general idea how much calories your body requires you to have. An easier way, and it may not be as accurate, is for those of you who do wear those watches that can track the amount of calories you're expanding in your day. That could be a great way to find out how many calories you are utilizing in your day, your active calories that you're doing throughout the day. You wear the watch and you set it for the, when you wake up in the morning until you go to bed at night, and you get a general idea throughout your entire day. What is your calorie expansion, which is what you use throughout the day by all your activities, even if you're sitting, to determine how many calories you actually do need to consume in your overall day. And then when you do know your calorie intake based off of your expansion of what you're doing, then you can actually start creating a plan on how to utilize your calories that your body's requiring you to have. How many times a day are you looking to eat throughout to get that expansion in? That would be the key. So we definitely need first to determine how many calories you need to have. So we need to have some sort of tracking system. And then from there, you can decide in reference to how many times a day you're choosing to eat. Now, if you're choosing just to eat once a day, again, you just need to check in with yourself to ask, does this serve me to eat once a day? What is my reason for eating once a day? Now, again, for you women out there, over 40 who are looking to gain lean muscle tissue. You're looking to get stronger. You're looking to keep your metabolism up to par. Understanding that the whole concept of our metabolism slowing down once we reach a certain age, there's a slight myth to that. Our metabolism doesn't really slow down. What slows down is we slow down. Our energy level decreases because we're not doing as much as we might have done when we're in our 20s and 30s. That's what actually slows down. It's not necessarily metabolism. That sort of stays in a wave from the moment that we are little to the moment we're older. So that, again, is a myth. So it's not that your metabolism is slowing down. You yourself is slowing down. And because you yourself is slowing down and you may not be participating in any type of strength training routine, what's going on is you're actually losing lean muscle tissue, which causes the scale to theoretically go down and the body fat going up. And when the body fat goes up, and because you're not expanding calories the way you would when you're more physically active, and when you do have lean muscle tissue, that may very well be the cause of not seeing the results you're looking to see in regards to your goals. So again, going back to the original question, is it terrible to eat my overall calories in one meal? And again, we're going to take the word terrible out because there's no one assessing you. The big question, the big answer that you are and only you can answer is there a reason why you're choosing to eat all your calories in one meal, for one? And does it serve you to eat all your calories in one meal? That is really the answer to that question. Does it serve you to eat all your calories in one meal? What are you getting out of it? And how are you physically feeling? Because again, when we talk about calories, calories is energy. So if you ate all your calories in the middle of the day and you still have the rest of your day to go, and come 3 hours after you've done eating all your calories, what is your energy level like at that point? Do you go to a dip because you've gone 3 hours and now you're not eating again? Do you go to a dip? And what I mean by a dip, your blood sugar drops due to your glucose level going low, so your blood sugar drops. These are things you want to pay attention to, is that if you are going to consume all your overall calories in one meal, how is your energy level throughout the day? Again, as I shared earlier, for me, that would not work for me. I would not be able to eat all my overall calories in one meal, only because I'm very sensitive in regards to making sure my glucose stays steady throughout the entire day. So therefore, I do have meals throughout the day that's equal in calories throughout each meal. So I can actually get the amount of calories my body is required for me to do all the things that I do, and also to be able to maintain lean muscle tissue, which is another big discussion when it comes to the calories we are consuming and how we are consuming our calories, and what is the purpose behind consuming calories, especially for all of us who do strength training. The pre and post meals, that in theory helps to fuel our muscles, helps our muscles to recover, helps us to get muscle gains after the workout once we have fueled our bodies again. So again, there's a whole big discussion that you may need to ask yourself, or sit with a professional in regards to your reason to why you would even be thinking about eating all your overall calories in one meal. A second question that did come up in addition to this one is it okay to consume different calories throughout my day? So for example, if the person's calorie intake is 2,500 calories is what they want to get in for their day, they've done their work in regards to tally up how many calories they're expanding throughout the day, and they realize they expand 2,500 calories, so they know that they want to make sure they're getting in what they're expanding. They're putting in, putting out. Hello, 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 everyone. See that you're popping in. Nice to see you all here. For those who are hopping in on Facebook, say hi to me. Today I'm having a conversation. I'm on my day 20 of my 30-day challenge regarding everything and anything about strength training. And the topic for tonight, a question came in asking me, is it terrible to eat all your overall calories in one meal? There were actually two questions. I'm just getting to the second question now, but that was the first question. And my answer to that question was, it's really important to ask yourself, does it serve you to consume your overall calories in one meal? So those of you who are jumping in on Facebook, I'd like to know your insight to this regarding your meals. Do you eat? How many meals do you eat? And if you are aware, if you are knowledgeable in regards to your calorie intake that you are consuming, do you consume a good bulk of your calories at a certain point of your day? Are you somebody that just eats once a day and consuming your overall calories? If you're consuming your overall calories in general. So the second question that was asked, a different person asked this question. And that question is exactly what I just said. Can you spread your overall calories out throughout the day, where maybe your first meal of the day you have 500 calories, your next meal of your day you may have 250 calories, your next meal you may have 500 calories, the next meal you may have 300 calories. That as long as by the time the end of the day comes, you've reached your 2,500 calorie mark. Is that okay to do? And the answer to that question is yes. That is perfectly okay to do. The key of it is as long as you are getting your 2,500 calories in, and that's assuming that is your calorie mark. Now, your calorie mark may not be 2,500 calories. Your calorie mark may be 2,000 calories or 3,000 calories, depending on your activity level and also your strength training program in regards to what your body is requiring you to have to maintain that lean muscle tissue. Because again, if you are strength training, you're definitely not looking to be committing yourself in your workouts 45 minutes a day, let's say 3 to 5 days a week. And then at the end of the day, you're realizing that your body is utilizing your stored muscle for energy as opposed to fueling your body to get your muscles to work out, to get your muscles to bulk up. Because that's what happens when we do not eat enough calories based on our lean muscle tissue, is the body itself will start utilizing the stored muscle, because that's what it is, stored energy in the muscle. Your body will start eating that. And then you start to realize, you start to notice that you're not gaining the results you were looking to gain, or you're starting to lose the results that you gain, because all of a sudden now your dietary habits have shifted. Want to get a little water. So these are really good questions. I'm loving these questions. I'm just gonna look at the comments. Okay, so Anne says that she'd prefer one meal around noon and a light evening meal. Now again, what we prefer and what our body needs are two different things. Because again, in Anne's situation, based on whatever Anne's calorie requirement is for herself, can she get her overall calorie intake in based on what she prefers? And the answer may be no, because if she's having, as she says, she prefer one meal around noon and then a light meal in the evening, there's a good probability that she's probably not going to get the amount of calories that her body requires. And do you understand, whether you're strength training or not strength training, ideally you still need to take in calories in order to maintain the natural muscle your body has without strength training. Otherwise, what happens is when you're not strength training, and you've heard me say this plenty of times, those who follow me regularly, that if you are not strength training, you lose up to 3% of muscle mass every year. That 3% of muscle mass every year, what happens is the skin itself starts to get very squishy is the word what I'm hearing to share. Squishy. Doesn't stay tight. And along with it getting squishy, what also happens is that you're putting your bones at risk when your bones are not being supported by the muscle itself. So it's really important and necessary for all of us women over 40 to strength train to protect our bones, our bone density. And in order to protect our bone density and maintain lean muscle tissue, yes, it is very important to make sure we are consuming a certain amount of calories throughout the day to keep our muscles nourished and fueled, and to keep our brain, to keep our heart, to keep our glucose leveled out throughout the day. Because again, when we do not eat, or we go long periods of time without eating, what happens is we sort of get brain fog because we're not nourishing our body. So the second question was, is it okay to consume my overall calories throughout the day and having mixed calories? So my first meal, I may start off in the morning with 500 calories. Second meal may drop it down to 250. Third meal, I may bring it up to 500. Fourth meal, I may be 300. At the end of my day, I make sure that I've hit my 2,500 calorie mark. And yes, the answer to that question is yes. That is definitely okay to do it that way, because again, as long as you're getting your overall amount of calories in your day, however you slice it up, the idea is at the end of your day. So for example, let's say you had your 500 calorie breakfast or first meal, and let's say you skipped that second meal, and you have your third meal, which probably would be a lunch, and let's say that's a 300 calorie meal. So right now, from morning to lunch, you've only had 800 calories. Now, we're going to hope that maybe you're going for that fourth meal, and that fourth meal is about, let's say, 250 calories. So that's now bringing you up to 750 calories. And you still have, give and take, 2 more meals to go. Are you really going to be able to get 25 if you had 750 calories? Are you really going to be able to get that additional amount of calories in that short span of time, especially as you get closer to the evening hours? Chances are it's probably not going to happen. And now it's okay that that happens maybe once in a blue moon, but if that's how that goes every single day, by the end of your 7-day week, you will have a huge calorie deficit. And that calorie deficit is what's going to be the thing that's going to create a muscle deficit. You will literally start noticing that you will start losing the muscle, even if you're strength training. Even if you're strength training, you will start noticing you're losing your muscle. You're losing that tightness because you're going on a calorie deficit. So it's very important to manage out throughout your day and getting into that space, getting into that question on, does it serve me to consume my overall calories in one meal? And if you get a yes from that, I would be very surprised. Have a good night, Ann. So there's the answers on the 2 questions. I'm hoping that this helps. Now, if you are curious in regards to putting together a food plan, putting together your calories, how to get it all in, because yes, I know sometimes it could be a little scary in reference to like consuming a lot more calories than what you expect to, or what you wanted to, or what you're used to. How do you do it? Reach out to me. We'll have a conversation. We'll figure it out. Now, ideally, again, let's understand, if you are eating 1,200 calories right now, and theoretically, with strength training, your body is expanding a lot more than 1,200 calories, I'm not going to expect you to wake up the next morning and start taking in an additional 1,200 calories. Definitely not. It's the same concept with in reference that if you're under drinking your water, you're not going to wake up the next morning and start drinking the amount of water that you're required to have if you're not used to having. It's something that you progress up to. So the progression for someone that may be consuming 1,200 calories, and in theory your body is expanding 2,000 calories, which means now you need an additional 800 calories. I would recommend for those meals that you're having where you're getting that 1,200 calories overall, I would recommend adding an additional 50 calories to each meal you're having in that day. And at the end of your day, if you're having 6 meals and you add an additional 50 calories, what is that? 300 calories. So you can go from 1,200 calories to 1,500 calories. And you do that for a matter of 2 weeks. Get your body used to the extra 50 calories in every meal and see how your body responds to it. And then once you adjust to it, believe me when I say you'll probably start noticing some really great results, because now your muscles and your body are going to really work together, where now you're going to start to see some shaping taking place, and you're going to start to notice that your I don't like to use the word tone because that's theoretically not even a word, but we're going to use it anyway. You're going to start to notice your skin is getting toner, harder, because now you're actually giving your body some more nutrients, some more energy to work with, so it doesn't have to suck it up out of your muscles. Work with that, where you add in that extra 50 calories in each meal, and if you are eating 6 times a day, again, that's an extra 300 calories. And see how you feel. 14 days. 14 days later, see how you feel. Or do it for 21 days and see how your body responds to it. You can even go 30 days and see how your body responds to it. If your body's responding well with it, then maybe after 30 days, add another 50 calories, maybe for 3 meals. So that's going to give you another 150 calories. So now that's going to take you to, what were we up to, 15? That's going to take you to 1,650 calories. Notice the small increments that you go up to. And that's how you're going to that's how you're going to get yourself to where you want to be based off the calorie expansion. And that's where you're going to start to see the major results with your body. You're going to have more energy. You're going to see your body differently in the transformation you're experiencing. And you're taking it slow. You're not going to just suddenly just decide, okay, I'm going to take in an additional 1,200 calories out of the blue. No, that is not what I recommend at all. Small little increments. And if for whatever the reasons are, it scares you to add 50 calories extra in each meal, then start with 25. Start with 25 extra calories each meal. If you're eating 6 times a day, that's going to give you what, 150 extra calories at the end of your day. So if you're eating 1,200 already, another 150 is going to give you 1,350. And do that and see how your body responds to it. And before you know it, you're going to see this massive transformation occurring, in regards that your body's going to start to take shape. Your body composition is going to change, and you're going to start to feel really good about yourself. And you're also going to notice some amazing gains when you are strength training, meaning you're going to feel stronger. So perhaps whatever exercise you were doing beforehand that maybe it was challenging for you to lift a certain weight, a bench press, a pull-up, a leg press, a laying curl, a lunge, a squat, whatever it is, you start to notice that you're just pushing through these. And it's really easier because now you have more energy to do the things you're doing, which then means you're going to see a progression in regards to the workout that you were doing. You're going to start to notice that maybe the weight is increasing in the exercise you're doing. Maybe you're doing more repetition. Rule of thumb, if you could do 12 to 15 repetition on any exercise, I recommend that you increase your weight and bring those reps back down, because you don't want to just do a lot of repetitions and utilize a lot of energy. And that's a whole different life. I'll talk about that at a different time if need be. So these are small little ways to get to help your body transform. And it's also ways to attune with your body. Find out what serves your body. Does it really serve your body to eat 1 meal a day? Getting your overall calories in. Now, again, if you are not eating enough calories in your day, That's where you have to start off with first. You need to evaluate how many calories you are consuming, and then you need to evaluate how many calories you are expanding. Because even if you're sitting all day, you're still expending calories. Your body still requires calories. Our body is constantly utilizing calories throughout the day, just based on the different things that we do for the blood to flow in your body. That requires energy. For your eyes to blink, that requires energy. For you to think, that requires energy. For your fingers to move, that requires energy. If you are a person that just sits in a chair and your leg shakes, that's requiring energy. If you are someone that talks and your hands are all over the place, that requires energy. All these are all ways that your body is expanding energy. So therefore, if your body is expanding the energy, your body's going to require energy back in. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to cause an energy deficit, a calorie deficit, which means you're not going to have enough energy to do the things that you want to do. And that's where you fall into being tired. That's where you fall into grabbing food or caffeines or energy drinks to lift your energy up, because you're not consuming the energy in the proper way. So I hope this answered the questions that were definitely posed here. So again, the two questions were, is it terrible to eat all of your overall, is it terrible to eat all of your calories in one meal? And the second question is it okay for the calories to fluctuate per meal throughout the day, as long as I'm getting my total amount of calories in that I require? Second question is yes. First question is, we need to assess. We need to check in. You need to check in. You need to check in on your body to find out, does it serve your body to consume your overall calories in one meal? Does it serve your body? And what is your overall calories? You know, again, we have been programmed to believe specific philosophies about calories, and it's time to deprogram our philosophies and start learning some new philosophies based on what serves you as a spirit, you as a soul, you as a human. Checking in on your body in regards to what your body needs, not what you're being told your body needs. Not doing something because it's the fad to do in regards to fasting or high protein diets or low carb diets or no fat diet or 10,000 steps a day. Just because we're being told to do it, does it serve your body to do it? That is the question that I leave you with. Does it serve your body to do it? It's time to start checking in on your body. It's time to start having a relationship with your body, having a conversation with your body, asking your body, does it serve me? Does it serve me to do this? Does it serve me to not eat breakfast in the morning? Does it serve me to consume this amount of protein in my day? Does it serve me to walk 10,000 steps in my day? Does it serve me? Does it serve me? Allow your body to answer the question. Attune yourself to learning how to listen to your body. It may serve you to walk 10,000 steps, maybe once a week. It may not serve you to walk 10,000 steps every day. Just because theoretically the American Heart Association says this is what is good to improve your heart health, does not necessarily mean it's something that is necessary for you to do every single day. You need to start paying attention to what your body is saying. You need to start paying attention to what your body is saying. If you are walking 10,000 steps a day, you may be actually stressing your body out. And that is causing additional resistance to your body, which is another topic we could talk about at a different time. So it's so important to start checking in on your body. As I said earlier, and I'll conclude with this as the ending, is checking in on your body. Start to become familiar with muscle testing, pendulum testing. Use your body as a pendulum. Start to learn your yes and no symbols. Start to recognize what your body does in regards when you ask a question and if it's a yes or no. It's a very simple thing. You could do this everywhere and anywhere. You're at a supermarket and you're looking to purchase items. You can literally say, does it serve me to purchase this item? And listen to what your body says. Your body may say yes. You may be at a restaurant looking to have something to eat, dinner, lunch, or breakfast, and your eyes go right to something on your menu, but right away you say, no, 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 that's not what I want. That's not good for me. Ask and check in with your body. Does this serve me to have this right now? And you may get a big yes, so order it. The minute you learn how to check in with your body, you will begin to serve your body. Your body will begin to serve you. You will begin to become a healthier version of yourself because you're connecting on a spiritual level with your body. You're learning how to listen. There's going to be days that theoretically you ask your body about something that you're used to eating regularly, and you ask and check in and say, does it serve me to have this? And your body may say, no. Now that might be something you might have been eating for the last 30 days, and all of a sudden your body says no. Oh, your body doesn't need it anymore at that time. So put it down and think for something else. So when you are preparing your meals, if you are somebody that does prepare your meals, if you sit there on Sunday nights and prepare out your entire week's worth of meals, very important to start asking, does it serve me to prepare this meal? Does it serve my body to prepare this meal? Does it serve my body to prepare this meal? And see what your body is going to say to you. This way here, you're going to actually fuel and feed your body what your body needs and get the exact calories that your body actually needs to nurture your brain, your muscles, your heart, your digestive system. This is all about the connection that we have. Hello, hello to everyone that's tuning in right now. Let me know your thoughts as you chime in. You may definitely need to come back and watch on the replay. This is my day 20 of my 30-day challenge, and sharing questions based on different questions that come through email. Anybody can ask questions. If you wish to ask a question and would like that question to be answered during my challenge days, feel free to email healingwithin76@gmail.com. Whatever the question is, there's no silly question. Feel free to ask the question, and I will make a note that that will be a question that will be a part of my daily challenge. Because I'm here to share, teach, and inspire you to get you to better understand your body from a soul level, and to get you to understand how to build strong, healthy version of yourself, specifically with strength training. So again, for you women over 40, if you are not strength training at this point in your time in your life, the question is, when will you be starting? That is the question. When will you be starting? Because you need to be strength training. There is no excuse to why you're not strength training. Whatever excuse you're going to give yourself or give me, it's just an excuse. You need to be strength training. I will say this again. Women who do not strength train, women over 40 that do not strength train, you lose up to 3% of muscle mass every year. That is putting your body at a high risk of a lot of health issues because you are not strength training. A leaner body is going to keep you healthy. A leaner, stronger body is going to keep you healthy and active. The stronger your body is, the more likely you're going to be able to do things that you wish to do, functional things. Such as, for example, get outside with your grandchildren, your grandbaby, your fur babies, and play. You know, your functional house chores, your linens, your laundry, your whatever it is that you can get out and do because you are functionally able to do. You are strong enough to do these functional activities, and you are healthy enough to do them as well. So again, if you want to send me questions based on something you would like some guidance on, you would like me to answer during one of my challenges, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I am going to leave you with that. I want to thank you so much for joining me, leaving your comments, and I will be back hopefully tomorrow to give you day 21. I have not been as consistent with my challenge as I thought I was going to be. However, it's getting done, and it may take me a little longer than 30 days to get it done, but it will get done. And I will continue to share, teach, and inspire you and get you up and moving your body, creating a healthy version of yourself and transforming out of the old habits, beliefs, and programming that we all have been programmed to believe based on the health, fitness, and wellness industry. So much is changing. And where the first change comes in is with yourself. You are not that same version of you that have learned all about those habits, beliefs, and philosophies that we've all learned over the years. So much is changing. How we connect with our food is changing. The relationship we have with our food needs to change. We need to learn how to have better relationship with food, how to connect with our food, how to allow our food to help us become healthier and stronger, how to determine what is good for you versus having philosophies determine what is good for you. I want to leave you with one last thing. And the last thing is, no matter what season you're in, what cycle you're at, knowing and understanding your astrological makeup is a big part of being a healthy version of yourself. What do I mean by your astrological makeup? Our astrological charts, we are defined between fire, earth, air, and water. And depending on how much of it you have in your astrological makeup is going to determine what you crave in your food. So if there's something you're lacking in your astrological makeup, you will definitely be craving it in your food. It is so important, again, whatever cycle or whatever season you are in at this point in time in your life, you may be craving specific foods that you're not in the habit of eating for whatever the reasons are. And at this point in your season, your body may be craving it because it's something your body requires based on your season. For example, if you are somebody that usually eats a meatless diet and then you find yourself craving meat, there's a good probability there's something going on in your life that you need to be more grounded for. That meat is going to help you get grounded. So before you discard and resist and refuse what your body is asking for, take some time to evaluate the cycle and season that you are in and really understand and learn and understand what your astrological makeup is. Because if there's something in your astrological makeup that you are lacking, you will crave it in food. To learn more about your astrological makeup, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you. Go ahead and email healingwithin76@gmail.com. Put in that email that you'd like to learn more about your astrological makeup, and we will have a conversation. Mention that you heard about this in this live, in the replay, and you'll get a special VIP price. So I'm going to leave you with that. There's a lot to digest in today's live in regards to your calorie intake, whether you should be eating your overall calories in one meal. Does it really serve you? And can you take your overall calories throughout the day and eat different amount of calories through each meal as long as you're getting your overall calories? Yes, yes, yes. You definitely can. All right. Again, I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Colon. Super excited to be here with you today, and I thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. Until we meet again, enjoy your day or night wherever you are in the world.